The way we consume and share news today is largely rooted in social media outlets. A reason why we decided it's important to look at what's being discussed online, from K-pop to K-classic. For all the latest on Social Media Minute, we're joined by Yerika. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yerika, honestly, I'm told that if we start to dress like each other, we've been working together for way too long.
Oh.
We match.
You know, for some weird reason, I can't see your face right now, but
Yeah.
are you dressed in stripes as well today?
Yes. If you guys have
That's
a visual
funny.
on us, it's kind of funny.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm great.
All right, Yerika, let's jump in to some of these buzzwords that are creating all sorts of conversations online. And honestly, we talk a great deal about K-pop, but maybe K-classic scene just doesn't get enough love from us. So let's turn our attention there. A cellist by the name of Cheong Wa Dae winning a rather prestigious award.
That's right. Cheong has become the first Korean to win the Queen Elisabeth Competition for cello, which was held in Brussels, Belgium on Saturday. The second prize went to a Chinese cellist by the name of Yi Chen, and the third prize went to Marcel Johann Kitz from Estonia. In the final round actually took place over the course of 6 days, starting May 30th, and each musician performed an unpublished work by musician Jörg Widmann, which was specifically written for this competition. And they also had to perform a concerto of their own choice. And the 24-year-old South Korean cellist chose Witold Lutosławski's concerto, which is notoriously difficult to perform. And she was accompanied by the Brussels Philharmonic Orchestra.
And here's the thing. She wasn't the only South Korean cellist to compete this year.
No, there were 3 others. In fact, they included Moon Tae-guk, Yoon Seol, and Chung Woo-chan. They made it to the final 12, in fact.
Look at that, guys. I mean, this is why maybe the Korean classical music scene deserves a little bit of love, because we talk a great deal about K-pop, Korean movies, Korean TV shows, and notably because they did so well during the pandemic despite the odds stacked up against them. But maybe on a slightly smaller scale, because I've got to admit, classical music, ballet, it deserves our love, but it gets maybe a fraction of what it deserves compared to pop culture, but it's just as remarkable.
That's right. You know, you bring up a really good point. And the name Cheong may be relatively unknown to many Koreans out there, but she's been really active in Europe. She was born in Germany. She studied under some renowned cellists, including South Korea's very own Chung Myung-hwa, who, by the way, was one of the judges of the final round at the competition. She also studied under Alexander Boyarsky at the Purcell School for Young Musicians in England. Now, she debuted a while back, actually. She debuted as a professional solo cellist in 2006 through the Kumho Cultural Foundation's Kumho Prodigy Concert, which discovers and supports talented young musicians. She has won first prize at several other international competitions prior to this one, including the International Johann Brahms competition in Austria at the tender young age of 13. She uses Giovanni Paolo Magini's cello from the 1600s, thanks to the Kumho Cultural Foundation. And I am positive this is not the last time we're going to talk about her.
No, I mean, just wait for it. And she'll make a visit to South Korea and she'll make an appearance on some of those TV shows. And then everyone will be talking about her. That's just how it works. Tell us a little bit about this competition itself, the Queen Elisabeth Competition.
Yes, the competition was founded in 1937. The cello category was only added 5 years ago in 2017. The competition was named after Queen Elizabeth of Belgium, who died in 1965. And it's one of the 3 most prestigious contests for classical musicians, together with the International Chopin Piano Competition and the International Tchaikovsky Competition. As I said, the the final round this year kicked off on May 30th. And, it was really heartwarming to see. She saw her name being called out, and she recalled that moment. She said, "Oh my God, when I heard my name being called out, it felt as if my heart had stopped." She was so shocked, and she was so happy. And she mentioned how the audience members at this particular competition are really well known for their immense love of classical music. She thanked everyone for making her feel like she was taking part in a big festival of music throughout the whole competition, which I'm sure was it was nerve-wracking probably.
Yeah. And I think these scenes are so important. Yes, it's a competition. We just ended up talking about Cannes for the entire week last week, but not to just make those obvious comparisons, but the reason why those festivals and events are so important for industry personnel is because they understand and they speak a different language, and the level of celebration is just unparalleled to what the public can give them. But congratulations for Chaeyoung. Like you said, Erica, not the last time we'll talk about her. Let's turn our attention to rain, not what we're getting in Seoul today, but P, who was spotted in Cheong Wa Dae, and I thought, is this a really weird gimmick? But it's not. It's something to celebrate.
Exactly. One of the new government's core commitments is to return Cheong Wa Dae to its citizens. And it's been a month into its term, but the current and future usage of the former presidential office has yet to be clearly defined. Now, on May 22nd, KBS filmed an episode of one of its longest running programs, Open Concert, on Cheong Wa Dae grounds. And it looks like another outdoor event is going to be held there, this time in collaboration with Netflix and that household name you mentioned just a little before, Rain, or P. So he recently shared on Instagram that he's going to be performing on a Netflix show at the Cheong Wa Dae grounds on the evening of June 17th. And according to the Cultural Heritage Administration, which is also involved in this project, the presidential transition team began discussing the possibility of Rain performing on Cheong Wa Dae's grounds as early as March, actually.
Okay, so it's kind of a long time coming, considering that they want to do this probably quickly to get the well-deserved publicity. And again, like you said, maybe the newly enlisted Cheong Wa Dae officials and Cultural Heritage Administration and the Yoon Suk-yeol administration to make a point to the public that it is, in fact, returned to the hands of the citizens. Netflix shows have a far-reaching impact, and combine it with Rain, I do think it does get a lot of people's attention. I mean, it has our attention this morning after all. Here's the golden question. Who's invited to the show?
Well, you know what? Up to 1,000 free tickets are open for online reservations on a first-come, first-served basis. There's no limit as of now on the number of tickets one person can purchase.
That's ambitious. 1,000 free tickets, no top cap. No, that's unrealistic. People are gonna. Anyway, there you have it. 1,000 free tickets open for anyone to make their reservations. Has a release date been confirmed for the show then?
No, not yet. It does appear, though, that a certain guideline is in place for the audience members who do get to participate in the filming of the show. The guideline states that visitors cannot leak any content, any information related to the performance to the public. This includes photos, audio, and video recordings. Rain has also asked audience members to wear a black outfit and black sunglasses. And the audience will also be invited to join in dancing with the artist himself.
Honestly, I love themes. As cheesy as they are, it gets everyone united. It's fun. It's photogenic usually, right? I mean, everyone dressed in same color. This is easy, a black outfit with black sunglasses.
Yes.
Okay, so how expensive is it to rent out the grounds at Cheong Wa Dae, even for a company like Netflix?
You know what? Events held at Cheong Wa Dae's outdoor areas are rented out for free. The KBS show Open Concert, it rented out the space for free. Same for this Netflix show. And this is going to be the way, this is how it's going to be, moving forward, at least for the time being. Experts have been suggesting various ideas on how to best utilize the Cheong Wa Dae grounds, including an education space, a national museum or library, a space for outdoor festivals, a modern art gallery, and of course, a K-pop concert hall. Nothing is decided yet. But starting Monday, the cap on the number of daily visitors to Cheong Wa Dae will be expanded by an additional 10,000, which means that it's going to allow in a total of 49,000 people daily.
This is, I think, really exciting for a number of different reasons. You can rent it out for free. The way that sounds, right? I mean, I think they have a goal, and this is very much in line with it. I just didn't realize it would be free for companies of these scales, right? It's not, they're not public, they're the private sector.
Exactly.
There you have it. And before I let you go, Yerika, he might as well be an honorary citizen here. His visits are frequent. Love of this Hollywood actor from South Koreans immense. Tom Cruise is returning to the Korean Peninsula.
For the 10th time, actually. For the 10th time to promote his new film, Top Gun Maverick. Also visiting South Korea with Tom Cruise this time around is going to be Hollywood producer Jerry Bruckheimer, as well as actors Jay Ellis and Greg Tarzan Davis. Bruckheimer collaborated with Tom Cruise to co-produce the film. And you probably all know that the latest installment of Top Gun is the sequel to the 1986 classic Top Gun, which literally made Tom Cruise a global star. He played Lieutenant Pete Maverick Mitchell, a role which he reprises in the new film, of course. And, I grew up with this movie back in the 80s. I can't even count the number of times I've seen this movie. I loved it so much. But anyways, some fun facts about the film. Real combat jets were actually flown in the latest movie.
Wow.
You can't fake the stunts shown in the movie. And apparently Tom Cruise has an iron stomach.
I know he's famous for this, doing most of his own stunts, but this is taking it to a whole new level. The pressure he must face to outdo himself each time. I didn't grow up in the 80s, but I love this movie. I blasted the soundtrack when I first got my license. I don't know if that's the best para, but I did. Aviators are still the coolest thing ever.
Of course.
I think it defined a certain type of movie in the 80s too. Now, Tom Cruise is again known for performing some crazy stunts, and I'm wondering, in order to outdo himself, did he actually fly the fighter jet?
No, he didn't quite go there. I mean, these fighter jets are crazy expensive, first of all. But the actual F-18s, these jets were loaned to the filmmakers by the Department of Defense for, a humble $11,000 an hour. And the cast did not learn how to fly the jets, but they learned how to best mitigate the ill effects of extreme flight. They took part in a 3-month boot camp to avoid air sickness.
I feel like they would need more than 3 months. That sounds intense all on its own, but there you have it. The Top Gun movie. Who knew? After all these years, we're getting a sequel.
Yeah, I know. And there's a co-star, actually, who also became a world-famous Hollywood celebrity movie star back in the same year, 1986, the year Top Gun came out. It's Jennifer Connelly.
Ah, wait, is she also...
she was in the movie Labyrinth with David Bowie himself.
This sounds like such an exciting movie. Can't wait. Thank you so much, Erica, for the conversation this morning.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. If you're listening to our program using the podcast service, just a reminder that we do go live Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Korea Standard Time. So tune in and help us make the show more informative by giving us your input. See you bright and early on Good Morning Seoul.